Is Huray, and I'm going to be reading Stalker, a Toby story made by me. I watched the window, waiting for my mom to come home. It's been like this for a few days. She goes somewhere and doesn't return for hours. She lends me money whenever she returns, but it's useless because I already work at a job. I go to school, but not to learn, but to help my cousin. I'm unteachable, some say. I also get to help other students, mainly new students, for 6th grade. I also help Miss Richardson, my favorite female teacher. Today I'm waiting for my mom to return, so she can take me to school, so I can meet the new student I'll be hoping for the rest of his middle school years. When she came into the driveway, I quickly ran out and leaped into the car. "Ready?" she asked me. As I nodded, it felt endless. My stomach kept fluttering, but I tried to ignore it by listening to music. But the idea of what he looked like kept growing in my head. Was he small, tall, thin, chubby, rude, kind, shy, or something else? As I stepped into the counselor's office, I came face to face with a pale teen, very skinny, messy hair, bags under his eyes. His hands were bandaged up, and he slouched. I held him out my hand. Hopefully his hands were just a bit cupped. "Hi, I'm Heather. Are you the new student?" He shook my hand. "Yeah," he muttered. "Well, I've been here for a while. I'll tell you what's going to happen with you, okay?" I asked him, and he gave me a suspicious look and shrugged it off. After a while of talking, school finally started. I led him to his locker. He didn't step an inch close to the crowd of students until there was only 3 left. We were 2 minutes late when we went into science, his first class. The teacher smiled and put him to an empty seat in the back. "You'll be sitting there, Toby." He nodded nervously as we walked to the back. About 10 minutes later, we were reading, and he struggled on a few words. So I mostly read to him. I stuttered a lot, but he didn't seem to care. About 5 minutes later, we finished, and I had to write down what we learned without the book. He didn't even pick up the pencil, so I had to convince him. He wrote a bit odd, crossing his O's, circling his T's, slashing his Q's, and wrote all L-Y and A's. With his neatness, and hearts around them. Then, before we knew it, the teacher called out, "If you don't finish it for homework. Toby, Heather, you two don't have to, unless you find a way." I nodded as I heard angry whispers. We both got up and went to math. We both sat down, and I softly whispered to him, "Every morning in math, you do warm-ups. The one under the line is for you. It'll be much easier than if you're doing the top line." He looked at me with a bandaged hand. He leaned close and held his hand in front of his mouth as he whispered, "I'm awful at math." I looked at him and smiled. "Try it. This won't go on your grades, and if you get it wrong, I'll help you with the last 20 minutes for every class." I smiled as he began working. I overheard the teacher whisper to a student near us, "You can't do the bottom line. It's for Toby only." The student Jeff yelled, "But the top's hard for me too!" He smiled as he yelled, and I covered Toby's ears before he knew what was happening. Jeff looked at me, with the smile still on his face, as I bared my teeth at him. Toby looked at me confused as I moved my hands from his ears. "Sorry, someone was gonna yell, and I'm not sure if you're easily scared," I whispered, and he nodded. "Thanks, I am. I'm mostly unsteady to yelling." I smiled at him and continued watching him work. He did a lot better in science, to be honest. He would stop in the middle or even near the end of a problem and say he can't do it. I know math will be the hardest for him because all he's putting me through would help him work. Finally, this class ended and it was time for our life skills. 2 classes we get to choose that'll help with our future. I hope he didn't choose anything hard. I was close to crying with anger as he stepped into the gym. Never in my work did I work with someone who had gym. The gym teacher walked to us and handed me a list. "Make sure he does everything in here, and let him choose what order. If you 2 finish before class ends, you can join if we're doing a game. If not, you can play with the ball on the stage." We both nodded as I led him to the stage. I looked up at the list and began reading it to him. "We can do sit-ups, push-ups, run, pull-ups, or join the class." He shrugged. "None?" he asked. I looked at the class as they were stretching. I smiled. "Let's stretch first." He sat down. "You can." I sighed, staring at him. "Come on, Toby. You gotta do something other than sit." He looked at me with wide, foggy eyes. I inhaled and sighed. "Fine, we can watch them." It seemed like hours. I was so bored I began to roll a ball back and forth between my legs. Toby soon joined me, and I was so glad it kept him busy while he batted the ball at me with a lot of force. I didn't mention his strength, since he wanted to hide it earlier. Finally, we could go. He was feeling a bit more hyper, which is always fun watching an instant bounce with joy, or just a very faint smile is good enough. Great. Cryo. Maybe he's better at singing than exercising. I got to just sit and watch. But luck bit me in the rear as Kim sat next to me and Toby. She ruins all my fun. She's more mean to me now that I get to do whatever, including be on my phone. I was showing Toby some animals, telling him about my job. Kim sat next to us and snarled, "Get off your phone!" Toby looked at her, then continued looking at the picture of animals I took. I get to be on my phone because I don't go to this class. I don't get any classes. She grabbed my phone, but I kicked her. Mistake one. Toby's now scared to touch my phone. I gotta make a list on what not to do near him. Kim ran to Miss Richardson and told her they did. Great. Mistake two. I had to growl. Miss Richardson did nothing, happily. Instead, she explained to Kim how I'm allowed to do whatever the first few weeks before Toby settles down. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. This is gonna be so awful. No mean comments, and good day.